Hey everyone, my name is Sam and thanks for checking out this video. Hello and welcome if you are new, and what's up if you're coming back. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever works for you. So, I mean, technically it's not the end of December yet, but I don't have any more books ordered and I don't think I have anything else coming in the mail, so these are all the books I got in December. If you looked at the thumbnail, then you might be able to tell there's a lot of them. I thought I was really good in December and was like, man, I don't think I bought an awful lot of books. How wrong I was. To be fair, a good chunk of these I was gifted for Christmas, so let's just jump in. So the first book that I got this month is The Rebels of Gold by Elise Kova. This is the third book in the Loom Saga series, and I'm so excited to finally have it. It came out at the beginning of the month, but my copy didn't get to me till the very end of the month. So I can't really tell you the summary without spoiling book 1 or 2, but it's a dark steampunk world with guilds and political and magic and dragons, but not our version thing of dragons. They're called dragons, but they're dragons in this world, not our world kind of thing. The next book that I got this month was The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. This is the sequel to The Bear and the Nightingale, which if you haven't read, you definitely should. Book 1 kind of wraps up decently, so I'm not totally sure where this goes, but I know that it's about the same main character, Vasilisa, or I think that's how you say it, Vasilisa. And it's just a continuing of her adventures, and I am so excited to read this next month. A book that I picked up at the very beginning of December is Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I originally picked up my copy for this book from the library and then read it and was like, I need to own it, and it's currently signed on to be a trilogy, but I asked the author on Twitter and she said that she's actually got plans, like a story plotted out for 9 books. I mean, if you liked Harry Potter even remotely, then I would recommend this. I've done a wrap-up for this on my channel, so I'll link that down below. But the kind of summation is a character has to prove her powers, but she's not totally sure what her powers are. And there's like a Hagrid character, and there's people trying to kill her. And, you know, she misses her family, but her family is not ideal. And, it's just such a good book. It's so, so, so good. I also picked up The Librarian of Auschwitz by Antonio Iturbe. I don't think I said that right. If you know how to pronounce it, tell me, because that'd be super appreciated. All I know about this book, and I want to go in super vague just because I love, like, kind of just finding out details as you go through the historical fictions and then being like, oh my god, I know what they're talking about. I know this event or whatever. All I know is that there is a main character, I believe, in Auschwitz, the concentration camp, and is trying to save books. There was a lot of book banning and book burning, and literature can have an amazing effect on human beings, especially in situations like this. So I know that that's kind of all I know, is the main character is trying to save books, or is saving books, or is doing something in the camp to save literature. The really cool thing is it is based off of a true person, which I found out, and I just became even more excited by this book. So I'm super excited to read this book soon. This month I also picked up a couple Shakespeare plays from Book Outlet. I am planning on reading these throughout 2018 because I've never actually pleasure read these. I always read them for school. So I now have Twelfth Night, The Taming of the Shrew, Much Ado About Nothing, and Midsummer Night's Dream. I also picked up the first 3 books of the Greycoats series. I think it's a quartet. I think there's 4 books. I'm not totally sure. The first one is Traitor's Blade. This is a series by Sebastian de Castell. I don't know tons about the book, and in all honesty, I've heard that there's lots going on in this book, but I know that there was a king and he was murdered by his, aristocrats, and his guards, the elite guards, the Greycoats, are kind of on an adventure to try and fulfill some sort of quest or something that the king left to them before he was murdered. Nothing but fantastic things about this series. So Traitor's Blade is the first one. Then it's Night Shadow, I believe. And then Saint's Blood. There is a 4th book that has come out, or is about to come out, but it is in hardcover, and all of these are in paperback, so I'm going to wait for that to come out in paperback. Hopefully I like the series, but I plan on starting the series in January. I managed to get a signed copy of the Magic Misfit by Neil Patrick Harris. Hey. I live in Canada where we actually don't have Barnes & Noble, but for Black Friday, Barnes & Noble had a bunch of signed books on sale, and my friend works at a Barnes & Noble, so she was able to pick this up and send it to me. I've actually even read it since I received it, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I'm super excited for the next book in the series. It's a really, really cute middle grade with a lot of good morals. This book I actually received as a gift from my sister. It was suggested to me by someone in the Life and Lit group, A Secret History of Witches by Louisa Morgan. I don't know anything about this book, and I don't want to know anything about this book. I don't know if I'm going to get to it in January. I'm thinking about picking it up in February. I just know the title is super interesting, and my friend said, if you liked this book, you're definitely going to like this, and I know you liked those books, so you should definitely give this a go. I also was gifted Revolution by Jennifer Donnelly. I requested this for my sister for Christmas after I finished These Shallow Graves by Jennifer Donnelly. I also finished reading Lost in a Book this month by the same author, and I really enjoy her writing. All I know is there's something set in Paris, and there's family drama, and then the main character finds a diary of someone, I believe, during the French Revolution, and I think it's alternating timelines, which I absolutely love when it's done really well in historical fictions. So I am super excited. I don't know when I'm going to get to this book, but I just really love Jennifer Donnelly's writing. Along with the Magic Misfits, I was also able to snag a signed copy of Bonfire by Kristen Ritter. My friend at the Barnes & Noble Black Friday sale was able to pick me up a copy and send it to me. So I absolutely love Kristen Ritter as an actress too, so I'm really excited to give this one a go. I'm probably going to try and read it before the spring just because the theme is a little bit darker, and I think that's something I'm much more receptive to when there is like winter snow and everything like that. This was a total random stumbled upon book on Book Outlet, and I'm so glad I found it. The Fair Fight by Anna Freeman. I don't know tons about this book. All I know is there are two women who are not in the greatest situations. I think it's in like the 17th-ish century, and one of them was born in a brothel, and another one is from a very small village that was ravaged by smallpox, I believe. So, not great situation starting off, but then, from the sounds of it, it's like a female fight club. Like, they all of a sudden start fist fighting and everything. I just heard that and then saw the cover, and I was like, I'm going to be angry if I don't try this. So I'm going to give this one a go. I picked up Black Souls, which is the sequel to Black Hearts by Nicole Casterman. I finished Black Hearts this month, so I plan on getting to Black Souls in January. I believe it's just a duology, so once I finish this, I'll be all caught up on that. This storyline is the prequel story, kind of how Blackbeard becomes Blackbeard. And Black Hearts, you don't really ever go on a ship. It kind of ends with them going on the ship, and things are going to get chaotic. There's, a forbidden romance and kind of a race now. So I think there's going to be an awful lot of pirates in this one, and I really enjoyed Black Hearts. So I am super excited to give this one a go. After letting Codename Verity rip my heart out, I picked up Black Dove, White Raven by Elizabeth Wine. This is not in the same series. There is Rose Under Fire, which I own and will get to. But Black Dove, White Raven is a standalone historical fiction. Elizabeth Wine's writing blew me away in Codename Verity. I've never been so just drawn in, all of a sudden so amazed at an author's writing and angry at myself for waiting so long to get into them. So this book starts when there is a white woman living in the United States, I believe in the 1930s, and she has adopted black children along with her own children. And because of racism and such during this time period in the United States, she goes to Ethiopia and they kind of discover the area and fall in love. But if you know the time period and if you know any events of World War II, Italy in particular tried to invade quite a few African nations to kind of stretch their legs and show their muscles and their power. And unfortunately, this is the situation here where this woman goes to Ethiopia to have a safer life for her children and goes there, and within a couple years, World War II is starting to, they're feeling the ripples of that and are dealing with a war that way. I am beyond excited to start this one. Licensed to Quill by, I don't know how to say this author's name, and I apologize, Jacopo della Quercia? I'm assuming that's Spanish? Sorry, we don't speak a lot of Spanish in Canada. It's English or French and some Cree sometimes, but that's it. I know that this is a spy thriller with William Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe during the real-life historical event of the Gunpowder Plot. If you know anything about Guy Fawkes, this is where his fame is coming from. So I have never heard of this book. I randomly stumbled upon it on Book Outlet, saw the cover, and I was just like, I need to own that, and I need to read that. I know it's going to be good. I just feel it in my bones. In combination with receiving a Christmas gift and my friend that works at Barnes & Noble, I was able to accumulate 3 Barnes & Noble classic leather bind-ups. My friends were wonderful enough to give me a Grimm's Complete Fairy Tale collection, and it's all the gold edges, and there's a bookmark, and the Arabian Nights, which, oh my god, the cover is freaking gorgeous. Again, gold edges, bookmark, And probably my favorite thing that I got this Christmas is the complete Sherlock Holmes. Once again, the Barnes & Noble. It's got the gold edges and the bookmark. And look at the cover! I have 2 dogs, one named Sherlock and one named Watson. I also was gifted The Power by Naomi Alderman. I've mentioned this book in a couple of my other videos. This just really quick gist, women gain the ability to electrocute people with their hands. So it's just a total flip on, gender power situation. And I've heard amazing things about it, and I am definitely getting to this in January. A book that I was gifted but did not ask for, but I'm very happy I got, was Name of the Wind. Yeah, Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the 10th anniversary edition, and it's beautiful. The cover, the spine, and then the edges are red, and there's like really, really pretty end pages and everything. I had seen like the mass market and the paperback of the old cover, and was like, probably not, but I've heard really good things about this book. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. It is a beast size, but I am just so curious about this. And I think the last book I've gotten in December, Lord knows what's going to happen. Blood for Blood by Ryan Grodin. This is the sequel to Wolf by Wolf. I have actually already read this book. I was just waiting for the paperback to come out to match my Wolf by Wolf paperback, and it finally came out, and then I forgot to pick it up like several times. I can't really tell you much of the summary of this book without spoiling Wolf by Wolf, but the gist of the series is what if Hitler had won the war at the time, when he loses our war. And the book 1 focuses a lot on the motorcycle race. This focuses a lot more on the assassination attempt and kind of what happens when assassination attempts go wrong. Because they tend to go wrong an awful lot more often than they go right. So that is my unnecessary, honestly, big haul for December. What did you pick up in December? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear if there are more books that I should pick up that I haven't yet. You can never own too many books. Make sure to also check the description box down below for links to all of my social media. If you follow me, I will follow you back.